Hey Floyd, what was your reaction to the fight, man? What was your reaction to the fight, man?
Now, which Lamont won?
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
Man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm.
Boxing great Floyd Mayweather offered his opinions on the result of the fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. The bout ended in dispute, and the globe burst. Shakur Stevenson also had a strong reaction, stating that it wasn't a drawback. Davis was criticized for his overconfidence and underestimation of Roach's talents. Stevenson thinks that Davis's difficulties in the ring resulted from his belief that Roach wasn't a genuine danger. Fans cheered Stevenson's annoyance.
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
So what?
You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a little steam or fire out of it, or is it still the same?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this, so.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
For those who are unfamiliar with boxing, Shakur tweeted about the Tank versus Roach battle that I had posted tonight. The fight proceeded precisely as I had anticipated. Supporters concurred and called for a rematch. Famous fighter and media figure Jake Paul was dissatisfied with Davis's performance, saying the bout lacked the energy one would anticipate from a title bout. Paul compared the bout to a sparring session rather than a serious battle, saying Davis needs to generate more action. He went on to say that this was not the Gervonta Davis he knew, suggesting that Davis's customary combative approach had changed.
He got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Andrade, the middleweight champion, offered his thoughts on the battle and praised Lamont Roach's outstanding performance. According to Andrade, the game shouldn't have been declared a draw because Roach had done enough to win in spite of the contentious ruling. Andrade commended the fight's overall quality, highlighting the competitor's talent and competitiveness.
Roach had something that we all wasn't expecting. He might have had power. His distance was good. He came in ready, prepared to fight, and he showcased that. And man, we had a good fight overall. It was a good IQ fight.
In all honesty, do you think Roach pulled it off?
I'm not going to say that at all. I don't think that the draw is good. You know. Other than that, it was a great fight. We'll love to see it again. It's me again, Caleb Plant, Chalo, Munguia, Edgar Belanga. Where the fuck you motherfuckers at? Let's get this shit happen. You already know. Stop playing. Let's get these shits popping, man. Time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
I mean, 100%. What do you think about Berlanga's obviously opponent that he chose?
Weight contestant Isaac Cruz, citing a crucial moment in which Davis took a knee during the bout, voiced his disapproval of the draw decision. Cruz contended that the referee and judges did not give Roach the proper points for this incident, which would have affected the outcome. Implied that the unfair draw judgment was influenced by this error.
Pues ahora sí que dieron una gran pelea, pero ahora sí que me sorprendió la pelea que dio Lamont Roach y bueno, fue una gran pelea para todos los aficionados.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no, creo que le quedaron a deber la caída a Lamont Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída, no le hizo el conteo.
¿Qué le fue mal en esta pelea para Gervonta? ¿Qué fue lo que no hizo para que los jueces le den esta pelea? ¿Tú qué piensas?
Bueno, él nada más apostó a un solo round, a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de la victoria.
¿Te gustaría ver una revancha entre ellos?
Pues estaría muy agradable. Ahora sí que la primera estuvo muy buena, yo creo que la segunda también.
A former world champion said of Gervonta Davis' performance, It was a great fight that showcased the talents of both boxers. Garcia pointed out that not every boxing night is a fighter's finest, implying that Davis could have had a bad night. He also highlighted how unpredictable the sport is and how difficult it is for boxers to consistently perform at their best.
Danny, what's going on, my man? What do you think of the fight?
Stay with me, right?
Danny, what do you think of the fight, man? Are you surprised by the outcome? It was a close fight.
I'm not surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come to fight. It was an opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job. He fought a great fight.
What went wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was
what was wrong with him? Every night in boxing is not your best, you feel me? But at least you got the draw.
Would you like to see a rematch of this or jump into a fight with Shakur Stevenson?
They don't, whatever they want to do. You think it was a draw? I don't know. It was a good fight.
Lampley, a seasoned boxing analyst, offered his opinions on the fight's result, saying that draws are typically unsatisfactory for both the boxers and the viewers. He pointed out that many people anticipated Gervonta Davis to win by knockout, particularly since Lamont Roach had advanced in weight class for the fight. He also implied that Davis's failure to knock out Roach might be viewed as a setback in his career and could have an impact on his standing in the lightweight division.
For fans, for people in the sport, etc., etc. I thought it was, in essence, the right decision. The only question about whether the upset draw is justified is whether Steve Willis erred in not deducting a point in a late round when Tank Davis appeared to touch the canvas with his hand. And, you know, that is going to stay in the woodwork and haunt the fight in the breach a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's a setback in Tank's career and for his reputation. I think most observers expected him to knock Roach out, particularly because Roach was moving up from 130 to 135. Sometimes when a fighter moves up in weight, he gets stronger, and it looked as though maybe Roach did get stronger and had a greater ability to resist Tank's power than other opponents have had, because Tank did tag him with a lot of clean shots, and he wound up throwing more punches than he likes to throw to get that done. He tagged him both on the chin and to the belly, etc., and couldn't seem to hurt Roach. And that was another surprise in the overall picture.
Crawford, the unbeaten welterweight champion, expressed his surprise on social media that the referee had not counted Davis's kneeing incident as a knockdown. Crawford expressed his shock in a tweet, implying that the authorities could have disregarded accepted boxing regulations during the brawl. "I have never saw someone take a knee and have it not be considered a knockout. They must have forgotten tonight's regulations."
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with it. He took a knee. He took a knee! What is he doing? He forgot his...
A former three-time division world champion demanded that Davis and Roach rematch since Roach showed his full potential, something that many, including Davis, may not have realized. The underestimating, according to the underestimated Ayor, was a factor in the fight's conclusion, and a rematch would enable both combatants to modify their tactics appropriately.
Roach closed the last 2 rounds, and then if you think about it, that knockdown was a knockdown. He took a knee, they should have counted, and you know those 2 points, like Roach said, you know, it would have been on his favor, and he would have won the fight. But you know, I hope they run it back again, which I'm sure they will, and you know, we get more of a clear, you know, victor for either side.
How much of tonight was Lamont Roach being Lamont Roach, and how much of it was Gervonta Davis maybe not being at his best?
It was more. Reason? It was more. Yeah, well said. I think it was more of Lamont being Lamont. A lot of people were not expecting that. He was catching the punches really well, took them well. Great combinations, and he just stood in the pocket and fought him right in the center of the ring. Even Tank was not expecting that, and I think that threw him off. And you know, great again. again, great performance by Lamont Roach, and Tank Davis. He's got to fight more. He's not as consistent with the fighting, and again, the timing probably wasn't there for him this fight.
What does it say about Tank, man? Some people had him as high as top 5, top 10 pound.
You know what that's going to say about Tank now. Obviously, people are going to talk shit, and people are going to put him, probably take him down on the pound for pound list, and it is what it is. But so that's why Tank has to come back and really get that rematch and really make a statement, if it's with him or whoever else.
And lastly, Adam, people wanted to know who's the best lightweight. Is it Keyshawn, Shakur, Tank? Do you think he can still beat those guys, or did Lamont show some things tonight that those guys are just...
Lamont's definitely there. Lamont can fight.
Regarding the possible fallout from the contentious conclusion of the fight, a fighter from Washington, D.C. voiced fear that Gervonta Davis's youthful and fervent fan base would respond unfavorably, perhaps resulting in instability. There was a noticeable negative vibe to the event, which highlighted the necessity of handling fan emotions responsibly in high-stakes scenarios like this.
Reaction for this Tank versus Roach fight. I'm really disappointed, to be honest. Like, it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth, and the reason why is they leaving a negative energy out there. And a lot of y'all might not understand because y'all don't come from underserved environments or was never incarcerated or things like that. I'm from D.C., and I know how we get active. I know people from Baltimore, and I know how they get active. When we talk about rivalries are cool. When I'm talking Commanders, Cowboys, stuff like that, that's friendly and cool. We talk our trash, but when we talking about when it's negative and we know that Tank have a young following and things like that, and I'm seeing certain people at these press conferences, violent individuals, and things can really turn out bad. So yeah, I understand they selling the fight and things like that, but certain things, it can get real bad. And I don't want to see nobody lose their life. Let this be a healthy rivalry. Y'all go in there, best man win, and fight over. It should be all love. We got to be careful.
For the sport, didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either. So I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds. So it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight. But it's cool.
Okay, questions?
Okay. Tank, is KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was.